Plaintiff Daniel Sim didn't have any problem renting an apartment from the defendant until he tried to move out. He's suing his former landlord for $2,700. Defendant Anthony Milhelides claims the plaintiff destroyed his multi-million-dollar property. He's countersuing for $1,000 for property damage.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. The Honorable Judge Jerry Springer presiding. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Najee.
This is case number 010 on the docket, Sims versus Milhelides.
Welcome to all of you. And you may be seated now, just for a moment. And we have the plaintiff, Daniel Sim.
Yes, sir.
And you are suing your former landlord, Anthony Milhelides.
Correct, yes.
And for $2,700 for return of your security deposit.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you, the defendant, sir, Anthony, you are countersuing for $1,000 for property damage.
Correct.
Okay? So let's get started. And you are?
His wife.
Oh, yeah. And your name?
Laveland Sim.
Lavelinson. Okay, we're going to run through this case quickly because I don't want to keep you waiting.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, you're a firefighter, so you can deliver babies?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay. Yeah.
Neither
Well,
would I.
duly noted. We're not here. That's not one of the court services here. Okay.
The apartment itself was a little outdated for my taste. So I spoke with Anthony at the time. I said, listen, the stove, the fridge, they're all pretty outdated. If I upgrade them and you cover half the cost in terms of deducting it from the rent, I don't have a problem doing that, and we'll leave the appliances there. And
You had this conversation with him?
yes,
We did.
And you're saying he said, gave you permission?
yes.
Okay, there was nothing written down.
There was nothing written. So
It was a conversation.
It was a
You said,
conversation.
we're going to make some upgrades here. We'll leave the upgrades
At
after
the
we
end.
leave.
Correct. Whatever the amount was, if you want to deduct it from the rent, we could go about it that way, just to kind of make things very easy and straightforward. If you also look through Exhibit B,
Yes?
it's just to kind of show that, you know, all the rent that we paid throughout the lease
Okay.
term. It was never for a reduced amount. It was always for the full $2,700 every single month. And honestly, after that, we had an amicable relationship. You know, we said our pleasantries on the holidays and whatnot, and things didn't really change until we told Anthony that we weren't going to be renewing.
So this is the before. So basically, as you see, it looks like a one-family home. But in essence, it's 3 levels on one side, 3 levels on the other. Here's the bathroom. Incidentally, it was a temporary bidet. It was one that was hooked up to the water line leading to the toilet. I never agreed to that. I would never agree to a bidet. And they left it behind, which I had to get a plumber to take out and reinstall the toilet seat.
What do you say
Your
on that
Honor.
issue? I want to find out whether you
Your
got
Honor.
permission to use the bidet.
Your Honor, the fact that he says he needed a plumber to unscrew a hose.
When he just told you that
it's just literally hooked
it's a
up to the
portable
water
bidet.
line. It's a portable bidet
You can
because it just,
unplug it.
yeah, it's
Which
literally,
is hooked up to the water line
which
to
is
the
the same.
tank.
I'm not a plumber, and that's how I
Well,
put
whatever
it.
the case, I didn't want to
That-
play
there you
around
go.
with it.
It's
But
there
he
now
is,
we
Your Honor.
have,
It's a toilet.
it's
Here-
right
here
here,
it
Your
is.
Honor. On the,
here it
There
is.
it
toilet
is.
seat.
Here it is. So,
And
you
the
know,
toilet seat cover that you removed, so we left his
which
original
I
toilet
find to
seat.
be very dangerous. I find to be very dangerous because it has an electrical wire leading to an outlet. Tripping area. The other thing I want to show, they left paint on the hardwood flooring. They left, let's see over here, stickers and decals on the door, on the bedroom door.
This is nitpicking. That is.
Well, this
I
is-
want to see real damage.
Okay,
to
real
the
damage.
place.
This
I'm
is
not
a
gonna
wall in the
penalize
basement.
them because they put a sticker on the wall.
The wall in the basement that looks like it was chewed up.
Your Honor, in terms of that wall that he's talking about,
Yes.
there's a video proof of our walk-in that shows the wall that he's claiming we damaged
Okay,
was
let's
already
see it.
damaged.
Let's see it. That's your walkthrough.
That's our walkthrough when we were looking at the apartment.
This is
with
before we
him,
moved
Is there a
before we
date on
moved
there?
in.
I don't see a date on there.
It's dated to the person that has it.
there, Your Honor.
That was
That's
after.
the damage.
That was not, I would never give a place like that.
Your Honor,
Your Honor, he
he's
never
saying
saw
that-
the apartment
He's
after
saying that he
John
would never
moved
give a
out.
place like that, but he has admitted that he gave us the keys to the apartment after the tenant moved out. So
Right
he
after.
never fixed the wear and tear from the previous tenant.
We took care of the cleaning
We
costs.
took care of the cleaning, of the painting, of anything that that a landlord is
Was
supposed
to do before
which is
move-in.
why when he asked us for the rent for
So
half the month.
this video
Yes.
dated
Yes.
before?
Yes,
Good image,
it's
yeah.
dated.
Because the
before.
full video, you can see the previous
You can
tenant's
see the previous-
furniture. We
That's
even
just a
moved in.
walkthrough of us looking at the apartment.
That was
the
just,
producer-
that's a mantle that was down there from day one. That was not the tenant's personal belongings. But that wall was not like that. I would never give a place like that.
All right, I want to now see the video, if that video which shows the walkthrough,
This is the video here, Judge.
and I want to see what the date on it
It's
is.
dated October 13th, 2018.
Okay.
And right
Which-
as you turn the corner,
which
at the bottom of the
honestly, Your
stairs, you'll
Honor-
see.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, he's blaming it on our dog. I'm gonna be sincere with you. Our dog was scared of the basement because we've
He
always
never
lived
once
in
set foot down
apartments.
there.
To the point where we even made a joke about there being a ghost in the basement because that's how
He
scared
would
he was.
refuse to go
He
downstairs.
would refuse to go downstairs.
The basement has 8-foot ceilings. It has a large window for egress and ventilation and light.
That her
I-
uncle and her father actually
And
fixed
they
and
had a
replaced.
person living in there and
Okay.
sleeping in there. And apparently it was inhabitable and livable. So I don't know why you're saying it was so
And there was a
scary
thermostat
that
that
there
was
was a ghost
never
in there.
replaced?
There was no ghosts in there, believe me. You had people living in there. You
Obviously,
had your
there-
relatives
Obviously,
living.
there were no ghosts
Yes,
there.
but
That was
you had
why
your
it was a
you had
joke.
your relatives living in there. So apparently it was
Did
good
you-
enough for your relatives, but not good enough for the ghosts. Yes, funny.
All right. Did you ever do a walkthrough with the previous tenant?
With the previous tenant, no, I did not do a walkthrough with the previous tenant.
Okay. This
But
is,
I also didn't do a walkthrough with the Sims.
Okay, okay. I just want to.
They didn't allow me because they canceled twice. He said he was opening a restaurant in Brooklyn and he wasn't able to do it. So then on October 30th, I went there with my real estate agent and we went there and they still had their personal belongings, they still had
Yeah.
furniture, and they had somebody living in the master bedroom, some other individual with all his suits lined up in the master
because
closet.
it couldn't have possibly been my husband who owns suits because he's
Well,
not a man
apparently
that
there was
lives
somebody
there.
else living
Okay,
there,
all right.
as
all
the
right.
many people that
they
they had
haven't
living
moved
in
out
there.
yet. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, on that video, it is clear they're telling the truth. That was there beforehand, so you can't be putting it on
That was
them.
one little thing that,
Oh,
okay.
Which negates everything.
All right,
else
here's
he
the
said.
deal. The basic suit was for, they want return of the security deposit of $2,700. They are entitled to the security deposit less amounts for you to fix things that they would otherwise be responsible for. And the only things that I am willing to say that you should be compensated for, and taking into account normal wear and tear. So I'm going to deduct $203 from the $2,700 security deposit, which the mathematician.
It's $24.97.
So I find for the plaintiff $2,497, and the countersuit by the defendant is dismissed.
We obviously knew what we were doing in recording and taking our proof and holding on to it.
I never got to do a walkthrough because the plaintiffs were not actually cooperative. They were always making excuses.
Yeah, we just hope that, you know, other tenants don't run into landlords such as Anthony.
You can't trust tenants with your property, especially when you're dealing with multi-million-dollar properties.